Hey, welcome back to Agile Unlocked. It's your girl, Coach RL, and I am so glad you're tuning in for another episode. Big shout out to all my returning listeners. Y'all are the real MVPs. And if you're new here, buckle up because we keep it real, we keep it practical, and sometimes we keep it a little weird. Remember that story from episode 2 about my help desk days? Yeah, the one where I accidentally rebooted the wrong server and learned the hard way about double checking your work. So anyway, today we're diving into something I get asked about all the time. Coach, do I really need years of experience to land one of those 120K Scrum Master jobs? Spoiler alert. No, you don't. Let's bust that myth wide open. Here's the thing. Companies aren't just looking for a stack of certificates or a resume that reads like a Scrum textbook. What they really want, adaptability, strong communication, and a hunger to learn. I mean, don't get me wrong. Certifications like CSM or CSPO, they do show you're committed and you're serious about your craft. But if you're just collecting badges and not actually living the agile mindset, you're missing the point, the Agile Manifesto, right? It's all about individuals and interactions, responding to change, and continuous improvement. That's what gets you noticed. Quick audience check. Raise your hand if you've ever looked at your resume and thought, there's no way I'm getting that 6-figure role. Okay, not literally if you're driving, please keep your hands on the wheel. But seriously, why do you think companies are willing to pay top dollar for Scrum expertise? It's not just about running meetings or moving sticky notes around. It's about unlocking team potential, driving real results, and being that steady hand when things get messy. And trust me, things get messy. So if you're doubting yourself, hang tight. We're about to break down exactly how you can get there, even if you're just starting out. All right, let's get into the good stuff. What actually sets you apart as a Scrum Master, especially if you're new. I always tell folks you don't have to wait for a fancy title to start building real skills. Take Scrum, the art of doing twice the work in half the time. That book is like the Agile starter pack. It's not just about the ceremonies. It's about understanding how to break work down, how to facilitate, how to keep things moving. And then there's Agile Estimating and Planning by Mike Cohn. If you want to sound like you know what you're doing in an interview, learn how to talk about user stories, velocity, and estimation. I'll tell you a little secret. Before I ever had Scrum Master in my job title, I was running these lunchtime mini sprints with my team. We'd pick a problem, break it down, estimate how long it'd take, and then try to deliver by the end of lunch. Sometimes we nailed it. Sometimes we definitely did not. But that's how I learned to estimate like a pro. It's all about practice, not perfection. And let me share this. One time at a meetup, I used Jeff Patton's story mapping technique, but instead of software, we mapped out pizza deliveries. I kid you not, the whole room lit up. Turns out mapping out how to get a hot pizza to your door is just as fun as mapping out a new app feature. The point is, these skills are learnable and you can practice them anywhere. Here's a little exercise for you. Think about your current or past roles. Maybe you worked in customer service, project management, or support. Write down the skills you used: problem solving, communication, conflict resolution. Now translate those into Scrum language. For example, handled customer complaints becomes facilitated team retrospectives to resolve blockers. See what I mean? It's all about framing your experience in a way that speaks to what Scrum teams need. And trust me, you've got more transferable skills than you think. So you're fired up, you're building skills. What's next? Let's talk about breaking in. First, yes, getting certified helps. CSM, CSPO, those are great starting points, but don't stop there. Build a portfolio, volunteer for a nonprofit, jump into a freelance project, or even run a Scrum simulation with friends. The more you can show, not just tell, the better. And don't sleep on networking, agile events, meetups, even those lean startup style workshops where you learn by doing. That's where you meet people who can open doors. And Hey, if you're looking for a book to bridge those knowledge gaps, shameless plug. My book, Start Strong, is literally written for folks just like you. But seriously, reading up, staying curious, and showing initiative goes a long way. We talked about this in a previous episode, the continuous growth mindset. It's not about having all the answers. It's about being willing to learn and adapt. Let me ask you, what's the boldest thing you've done to advance your career so far? Take a second. Really think about it. Maybe it was applying for a job you thought was out of reach, or maybe it was speaking up in a meeting when you were the new kid on the block. Whatever it is, give yourself some credit. This journey is about persistence, curiosity, and showing up ready to learn, not just racking up years in a title. And look, when you're in a jam, self-evaluate. Ask yourself, have I done everything I can to help myself, my career, and my team? If the answer is yes, keep pushing. If not, adjust and try again. You got this. Even if you don't start out at 120K, with hard work and a positive, motivated mindset, you're well on your way to earning even more. All right. That's it for today. Thanks for hanging out with me. Don't forget to stop in next time for my upcoming video on what I wish I knew before becoming an Agile coach. Until then, keep unlocking your potential.